Sony Xperia XZ2 Premium has been announced and will be available this summer. LG is having some issues meeting the quality requirements from Apple for their OLED displays. And Motorola just announced their Moto G6 and Moto G6 Plus. Hi there and welcome to TechPlover Weekly. Sony announced their flagship Xperia XZ2 Premium this week. It will have a 5.8-inch 4K HDR LCD display with an aspect ratio of 16:9, but not the popular 18:9 aspect ratio. It will have a dual camera setup on the back, one 12-megapixel monochrome sensor with an aperture of f1.6 and 19-megapixel RGB sensor with an aperture of 1.8. And the front camera won't be a slouch either. It will have a 13-megapixel sensor with an aperture of 2.0. And as almost all Android flagships, it will have the Snapdragon 845 chip in it, and it will have 6GB of RAM, but only 64GB of internal storage. This week we have two videos on the OnePlus 6, one leaked video and also one official from OnePlus India. The leaked video is an advertisement on the OnePlus 6 taken in a cinema. The advertisement focuses on speed, and rumor has it that the OnePlus 6 will have the Snapdragon 845 chip in it with 8GB of RAM. So we could get quite a lot of speed out of that. We also get an official video for OnePlus India, where they are teasing that the OnePlus 6 will have better water resistance than the previous OnePluses. Rumor has it that Apple has been in discussion with LG to manufacture OLED displays for them, but LG has had some issues meeting the quality requirements made by Apple. They've had some issues with their OLED displays in the past. The display on the LG V30 has not gotten good reviews. LG also provided the displays for the Pixel 2 XL, and that one did not get good reviews either. So we'll have to see if Apple will go with LG for their OLED displays. Motorola announced the Moto G6 and Moto G6 Plus this week. The G6 has a 5.7-inch LCD display with an aspect ratio of 18:9 and a resolution of 1080 by 2160. It comes in two configurations, 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, or 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. It has dual back cameras, one 12-megapixel camera with an aperture of f1.8 and the other one 5 megapixels with an aperture of f2.2. And the front-facing camera is 8 megapixel with an aperture of f2.2. The Moto G6 Plus, on the other hand, has a 5.9-inch LCD display with an aspect ratio of 18:9 and the same resolution, 1080 by 2160. It also comes in two configurations, 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, or 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. We have almost the same dual camera setup as on the G6. We have the 12-megapixel camera with f1.7 aperture instead of f1.8. And we have the same 5-megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture, and on the front we have the same 8-megapixel camera as on the G6. And last but not least, a new phone from Huawei was announced, the Honor 10, with an all-glass body design. It has a 5.84-inch LCD display with a resolution of 1080p. We have a dual camera setup on the back, one 60-megapixel sensor and one 24-megapixel sensor, both with aperture of f1.6. And on the front we have a whopping 24-megapixel sensor that will give you high-resolution selfies. It will come in two configurations, 6GB of RAM with 64GB of storage or 128GB of storage. It will have the same powerful processor as the Huawei P20, and it will go on sale in China on the 27th of April. So these were the news and rumors for this week, and stay tuned for my next episode of TechPlover Weekly. And since it really helps my channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. See you in my next video.